This is a demo of the basic functions of how to read studies. You start from this read studies from CD, and the first thing to notice is the date. You have these two different colors. What does that mean? The problem came up once that a resident, instead of reporting today's study, picked up an old study and reported on the old study. Not only did it waste his time, but the patient didn't get his report. Fortunately, they caught the mistake very quickly, but they came to me and said, look, you got to do something about this. This can't happen. So what I did, I put in this red date for if the number of days is greater than whatever you put here. I use 300, which is a year. Generally, when I get a study from a user, it's less than a year old, so for me it will turn out as green. But all these studies are really old. Now the purple means the study has been actually has a report attached to it. So the other one, which is unreported, is this one. Okay, let's start with something. The second thing to notice are these little folders. These little folders are all the series together. Now I can click on any one and open up these things. And if I read again without choosing anything, I'll close them back off again. So let's start over again. Click the first one. This is a dose report, a CT. This is French for PET, for uncorrected, and this is PET corrected. So let's start with the PET corrected. Click on that, because assuming, this is a case where you don't have, let's assume you don't have all the studies. You only have the PET studies, so these don't exist. So there's no way I can take a single PET study and make a folder out of it. That comes out as with no folder. So let's read this case. Okay, it's reading it. And I'll bring it over. Okay, this is the study. And it didn't go any further because, this is PET CT software. So if you just want to bring up a PET study, you have to do something special. And what you have to do special, you have to press this button, PET CT, and press the PET CT viewer. And that'll bring up another dialog saying, what do you want to, of all the things you chose, which one do you want to look at? I've only chosen one, so that's my only choice. I click on that. And, okay, didn't want to waste your time while it was reading in the studies. This is the input data. I can close that off. And generally, this is not terribly, it comes up with max count. What the hell is max count? Generally, if you want to have something better, you right-click the mouse, and the thing you want to choose is this auto level. Choose that, and it comes out in a much more reasonable set of values. You can't come up with SUV units because this doesn't have any SUV units. And if you want to know that you're actually using only a single study, you can look at this edit options. And the only option you have in this simple thing is to limit your crosshairs to 10 pixels. I won't do that, but that tells me what type of study it is. And if I want to look at this thing, I can hold down the left button and go left or right or up or down. You can see how it's changing this bar. You can change the bar by yourself. Do whatever you like. I find it easier just to click on the study and move left, right, up, down. And now the question is, how do I get back? If I want to get back, I right-click instead of left-click, and the right-click brings up a menu, and what I want to choose is this auto level. And now the color scale comes out reasonable. And again, I can go and do my analysis, whatever I like. I can do zoom, anything, anything I like. And if I want to get back, use the auto level. Okay, I'm not trying to demonstrate all the functions here, just the basics. So this is what happens if you have a single study. Now let's close this off. And I'll do a read without changing anything to get these folders back. I do a read, and I've got the folder. Now, I know I've got the PET-CT data, all of this, so I just click on some, not on the folder, but somewhere else, and it will choose the entire study. Now when it reads it in, again, I didn't want to waste your time. Let's bring this up. This is bringing up the MIP. We're almost ready. It's coming at 12. Where are we? Okay. Now, here's the report. That's the reason it was purple. And this report has a separate demo. I'm not going to talk about that here. I'm just going to close it off, exit out. And here, this is my MIP, this is my PET, and this is my CT. Like I said, it had this little folder, which meant it had both the PET and the CT. This is not a single modality. And again, I can stop and the game here is exactly the same. I hold the left button down, left, right, up, down, play what I want, play this one, whatever I want. And you can see this scroll bar changing as I change this. And again, it's the same game to get back. If I right-click on this, I can get the presets. The one who uses the default is just abdomen. And on the PET, if I right-click on that, I can click on auto level. And now these are in SUV units. You can see this SUV 5.0, from 0 to 5.0. And that's essentially what I wanted to show.